morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in that world. Welcome to another edition of Building Independence. How is everyone today? It's a beautiful day, beautiful morning. I just want to say this and share this with you, right? Something to consider. Imagine waking up and it's 2030, right? The year is 2030 and Bitcoin is at $20 million per coin. You heard that? Let that marinate. Let me say it again for the people in the back. You wake up, it's 2030, and Bitcoin is at 20 million. But you didn't get Bitcoin 5 years ago. You didn't get a few Satoshis a few years ago. You simply said, I couldn't afford Bitcoin at 80,000, at 70,000, at 100,000. That's what you said. And everyone was saying, you must convert what you have saved in Bitcoin. It's not about what you make, it's about what you save. The time is now for conversion. The time is set. The time is now for conversion. Yeah? So that in the future, when the 20 million comes, we are positioned, we are prepared. Yeah? We are positioned and we are prepared for the rest. hmm You know, and if that scenario happens, you'll find yourself saying, hey, that is that will be the biggest financial mistake in your lifetime. Because where we are now is in the space of pre-Apple before the explosion. But what if you knew? Like, what if you knew that Apple was going to be, you know, the next big thing? What if you knew that Netflix was going to be the next big thing? You would start, you know, you would start buying Netflix stock go up, right? Apple stock and Google stock. Well, this is where we are, people. I mean, we are in that space with Bitcoin, given that we know that Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency. All the other cryptocurrencies, right, they can't survive. They wouldn't even be around or even have a platform if it wasn't for the first one, if it wasn't for the main one, i.e., the Bitcoin, right? If it wasn't for the Bitcoin, all the other tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies would not have any rails to roll on, if you will. So if you know that Bitcoin is the first and Bitcoin is needed in the future for pretty much everything in the digital space, digital marketing, right? Even in the crypto sphere, right? You're gonna need Bitcoin. Even with your meme coins, if you're somebody who wants to create a meme coin, how does meme coins raise? How do meme coins raise money? You wanna know why? Like who? How is one purchasing meme coins? Meme coins are purchased through Bitcoin. Through Bitcoin, any meme coin that gets launched, you gotta use cryptocurrency. You gotta use Bitcoin. They'll say, "Oh, uh, you want this meme coin? Then it's this amount of satoshis, right? Or this amount of Ethereum. It's Bitcoin and Ethereum, or Tether, right? Or a Tether amount. It's crypto that they're using, but primarily Bitcoin. It's not like another meme coin. So you really need to consider even a cryptocurrency that's launching. When a cryptocurrency first launches, in exchange for it, you need it. In exchange for it, in order for you to get it, you gotta have Bitcoin or Ethereum. That's the only way you're gonna get it at half a penny, right? That's what was done. When you get into the crypto space, you realize that hey, you need Bitcoin first to get into the market, to get into any of the markets. So if somebody wants to participate in a meme coin, they have to acquire Bitcoin first, or they have to come through Bitcoin or Ethereum first. So the onboarding of people coming into the space, even if they don't know about Bitcoin, they're gonna have to acquire Bitcoin first. Another reason why Bitcoin is just gonna go up from participation, right? From participation and people just on board and getting on board with the natural progression of things. But for those who are already positioned with opportunities whereby they're getting satoshis in their sleep, right? Every day they're getting satoshis. People who are positioned like that are going to have a very stress-free life, right? The stresses of life are not going to be as heavy as one goes about navigating this space, yeah, and and we see the pressures of everything surrounding, getting tighter and tighter. The financial constraints that happening. It's happening right now. The tightening up, the nuts and bolts of of the traditional finance is coming, right? The middle class is getting squeezed. Yeah, the middle class is getting squeezed, and the only life raft right now is Bitcoin. Traditional finance would be the Titanic. Bitcoin is the lifeboat. And what happened in the movie Titanic? Not everybody survived. Not everybody got on the lifeboat, right? Not everybody got on those lifeboats. Some people went down with the ship. That's right. Some people went down with traditional finance. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that Bitcoin is the lifeboat to the Titanic, and the Titanic is shipping. The Titanic is traditional finance. Yeah, and it is having a slow death. And if you remain in that system, if you don't find a way to transition out, to free yourself from the traditional financial network, if you don't have a way to release that pressure valve, then you will succumb to heavy stresses on the mind and the body, and there go, you know, not having a very good time, to say the least, right? But we're about, you know, prevention. And when you have that type of stress build up, it also, uh, what comes with that? Dis-ease. Yeah? Dis-ease comes with that exuberant amount of stress. But Bitcoin is a way to mitigate that stress, definitely mentally. Because when you learn about Bitcoin, you understand Bitcoin, you can put Bitcoin where it needs to be in your mental background. You can put it where it needs to be, and hey, who feels it knows it. When I think about the Satoshi stack that I have in terms of the future, right? Because everybody's when I look at my community, I see a lot of people stressed out about their future. So, meaning they'll go into work every day, but they're stressed out because they know that the money that they're earning now is not going to help them or serve them, I should say, right? They know that the whatever it is that they're making as a pension, when they get to that pension stage, they know. Can you imagine knowing that what you have is not going to be enough, and you're saying to yourself, "What, and you're struggling, you know, fighting with your mind as to what business can you start at 50 or 60, right? Like who really wants to start a business, really, right? Only so many people can be business owners or operators, right? Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could just, you know, have something, acquire something, and live off of it, or do something similar to what MicroStrategy is doing, using leverage and debt? Well, that lifestyle is sooner. It's coming sooner than we think. Because right now, it's Michael Saylor doing it. In the future, it will be people who understand Bitcoin, right? People who understand Bitcoin. And when you're able, and once Bitcoin is opened up with all jurisdictions, and we're able to utilize debt and leverage with the traditional finance with Bitcoin, it's like I said, it's going to be a whole different kettle of fish come 2030. It's not just going to be about price action, the price of Bitcoin. It's going to be about what we will be able to do with the Bitcoin, how we will be able to leverage, how we will be able to utilize debt, right? We will be able to live our lives not not from selling our Bitcoin, but by leveraging our Bitcoin. That's a whole different lifestyle. That's a whole different lifestyle. That's a whole different uh, knowledge. That's whole different knowledge and education, financial education that is upon us. It's upon us, and I'm encouraging you, right? If you're watching this video, to educate yourself about the future of finance, which is upon us. It's coming, and it's being engineered as we speak with Michael Saylor and others, because others are coming, are doing things that are similar to Michael Saylor, but tweaking it a little bit, right? So not everybody's doing the exact same thing, but they're doing similar financial strategies regarding Bitcoin. So that is going to be a trend. Different companies utilizing uh, financial strategies, utilizing Bitcoin to create financial instruments in the traditional world. But the primary role of that is them actually acquiring the Bitcoin. So when they actually acquire the Bitcoin, that's the fiat money. That's a part of the traditional fiat money world converging into the digital asset that is the Bitcoin. So I just wanted to drop that little jewel, that little gem, if you guys. I hope you guys appreciate um, the information. We gotta feed people a little bit, just a little bit, so that we help the community get some understanding. Give a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and it helps get the word of Bitcoin out. Once again, still encouraging people to educate yourselves about Satoshi's Bitcoin, um, and the future of finance with this digital asset, because it's going to be a major thing for the future and families, right? If you're someone who always looked at um, building wealth, legacy for your wealth building for your family, you may want to look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is positioning itself to be the last stop. Yeah, it's the last stop. So um, and it's the cheat code. It's the cheat code for the financial uh, future. Bitcoin only. If you get involved with Bitcoin, figure out how you can acquire Bitcoin with your business or some sort of Bitcoin business. That's going to be the future of everything, even making money, a Bitcoin business. Yeah, just like how people went into computers. Anybody who learned, you know, computer technology, IT, right? They got their jobs. That is the future. That is the future of jobs, right? Um, yeah, data science. So the next wave of future of big money is doing business with Bitcoin or acquiring Bitcoin. Right now, hey, get the Bitcoin while you can, because like I said, I've said this in past videos. In the future, we will not be able to purchase Bitcoin. I'm gonna say that again. In the future, we won't be able to purchase Bitcoin like how we're purchasing it, people. Like, I don't think people really understand what's going on with the Satoshis. I really don't think they understand. You know, the fact that it's not many Bitcoin on exchanges as it is, that many of the Bitcoin is being consolidated via Coinbase and institutions like Strategy and BlackRock. Well, I'm glad that I'm involved with a non-US organization, platform, and protocol that is a Bitcoin business, and that affords me to acquire Bitcoin in my sleep, where I set it and forget it. And thanks to this opportunity, my family's future is set. And now I get to enjoy the now, because all the joy is in the present. So So I got to enjoy now, enjoy the present, enjoy being in the power of now, and moving forward. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Bless up.